Welcome to House Edge. Before we start the episode, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe here on YouTube. And check us out on Twitter, TikTok, and Discord at House Edge Bet. Links down below. Enjoy the show.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of House Edge. Last week, Rob, didn't go pretty well for us, did it?
No, it's not looking good. 1-6 on the week for me. That's back-to-back downers for me. I might be the fade going forward. And Bert goes 3-4, slightly negative as well.
The Eagles let me down.
Yeah, and everybody let me down.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the Eagles, Monday night, their third loss in a row. Is it time to hit the panic button?
Yeah, man, I'm definitely hitting the panic button on my Super Bowl favorites. This defense is just getting exposed on the outside. Bradbury letting up 92 yards on that final drive.
All 92.
All 92. Anybody can eat.
Different receivers, too. It wasn't like one guy beating them.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And that, I mean, the Eagles' just offense is just not looking the same. I understand that Jalen was sick or, he's been fighting injuries all season.
He looked good in the first half. I mean, he didn't look bad in the first half. And then the second half, they just came out flat.
I mean, you're up 4 points going into that final drive, only 2 minutes left. They're basically playing conservative, handing the ball off when they could be out here trying to win the game.
Yeah, just go for it. Get the W yourself.
Yeah.
Another primetime game, the Ravens-Jags Sunday night. Jags are struggling. That's 3 straight that they've dropped, and the Ravens are the best team in the AFC.
Yeah, the Ravens are definitely looking like the best team in the AFC. The game could have been a lot closer. The Jags letting up, 4 red zone drives where they don't come away with points. You missed 2 field goals and a fumble, and then just some terrible clock management at the end of that game.
Yeah, how are you not throwing that ball in the end zone or out of bounds? That's crazy to me.
Or just, chuck it down to the floor.
Spike it if you don't see what you see.
Yeah, get a breather, get a good play in. But, they went hurry up and threw some stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, got 0 points out of that. And what was it, like 3 points on the entire game?
Yeah, they did not look good.
Yeah, that was the last leg of my first winning parlay, though. So got the parlay W. 7th parlay, and that puts me at just under losing half a unit on parlays.
Yeah, we're gonna turn it around with these parlays starting this week.
Yeah, get a second one in a row. But yeah, and the other primetime game this week, the Raiders-Chargers. I bet the Raiders right before kickoff just so I could have some action on the game. As I'm going to sleep, I turn the game on, and I see Raiders are up 63-7. And I'm like, okay, I can go to sleep. I don't need to watch the end of this.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. This Raiders offense just explodes on the Chargers. And that, it makes them go and fire Brandon Staley, the GM and the defensive line coach, right after this game. And it really was overdue. I don't understand how a team with those guys on defense, I mean, you're talking Khalil Mack, Derwin James, Joey Bosa, even though he's hurt now.
He's hurt.
But even when he's in, this team just is not looking good. And you're a defensive coach. You should be doing your job.
Yeah, I would argue the Chargers have looked like the worst team in the NFL without Justin Herbert.
Yeah, absolutely. Panthers would usually be that, but Bryce gets the call over Easton's stick.
Yeah, Easton, dude? I mean, he threw the best interception of the season, though, the best play of the season. What was his name on the Raiders?
I have no clue, but man, that was a great play.
It was incredible.
He just jumped that route. He definitely could see that he was watching the film, and he was like, I'll go get that.
Yep, it's my time. And then made an incredible play reaching behind him as he's moving towards the end zone. Yeah, just stuck to his palm. It was crazy.
Definitely play of the season.
But yeah, that's the wrap up of last week. Let's get right into our plays. First play is our common play. This Jags Bucks game this week. We both have the over 43.5. I mean, Baker is balling. Jags can put up points. The Baker Mike Evans combo can put up points. I can see this easily going soaring over 43.5.
Yeah, I really like this number. As I said, they go over 4 in the red zone to start that first half. You know, if they walk away with field goals, that's 12 points. I don't think that can happen to them again 2 weeks in a row. So I love this number to soar over.
Yeah, I easily think both these teams can get into the red zone and get some points on the board. And then our next play is a conflicting play. Game of the year, maybe a preview of the Super Bowl. Ravens 49ers. I'm taking the 49ers 5.5 point favorites. Rob's got the opposite side, and he's taken the Ravens money line, little sprinkle.
Yeah, I think the Ravens defense, adding on Lamar on that offense, they can come out here, definitely cover the spread, and be in this game late to win it for the money line.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a team that can beat the 49ers, I think it is the Ravens. But I think this week the 49ers are going to show that they are a cut above every other team in the NFL. I think they're going to win by a touchdown.
Yeah, if they go in and win this game, you know, beating that Ravens defense, stopping Lamar, who's been on fire, playing at an MVP level, I might have to go and throw in a 49ers Super Bowl ticket, you know, abandon Eagles compared.
Yeah. I mean, if they can beat the Ravens too, I think they've proven they can beat all the best teams in the NFL, except the Bengals, clearly. So, yeah, I think it's time to put in that 49ers ticket.
You got to stop calling the Bengals one of the best teams in football, man.
I guess you're right, yeah. Speaking of the Bengals, that's my first play this week. I got the Bengals 1.5 point favorites over the Steelers. Last time these teams matched up, I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. Jake Browning's first game after Burrow went down. He's come a long way from that. He's been a much better quarterback since that game, and it's against Mitch Trubisky. I think the Bengals will eke out a win.
Yeah, I'm going on the opposite of this. Is going to be on my parlay. Steelers money line. I think that Steelers pass defense, that, you know, the rush pass defense is going to be coming at the Bengals. The offensive line's too soft.
It is a pretty poor offensive line, but
yeah.
Jake Browning's pretty mobile. I think he'll be able to get it done.
Yeah, he played great last week. You know, Minnesota don't cut him.
And he is hyped up, yeah. Yelling at the camera after scoring. I love that. I love to see that from our quarterback.
It was giving Kirk Cousins, you like that, vibes?
You like that? Yeah, for real. Did you see Drew Lock too after his win? Talking to the camera, putting the coat back on. Lost to Drew Lock, man. That's whatever. We don't have to revisit that. My next play is the Bills, 12.5 point favorites over the Chargers. Like I said, I think the Chargers are the worst team in football. They made a lot of changes to their coaching staff, but I think the Bills are showing right now that they're one of the better teams in football when they take care of the football. So I think the Bills will expose. I don't think the Chargers have any more exposing. Yeah, they're just going to continue to expose the Chargers and probably beat them by 20.
Yeah, as you said, they went and changed that whole coaching staff. I like the personnel, so I'm gonna stay away from this game. I think 12.5 is too much. I'm expecting them to show some pride this week. You know, make it a game. They are in the NFL.
Yeah, you are professionals. You should be able to keep it closer than 56 points. But yeah, I think the Bills team is a little bit better than that Raiders team. So
yeah, that's the only worry. They are a lot better than that Raiders team.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they win by 30. Next play I have is another conflicting one for us. I have the Cowboys 1.5-point underdogs against the Dolphins. I'm trying again with this Cowboys team. They really let me down at the Bills last week. A little bit warmer environment for Dak in Miami. I think they'll be able to just squeak out a win over the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm on the other side of this, taking the Dolphins money line. Um, I think this is the Super Bowl of the pretenders. The two bad teams that can't. I mean, the two good teams that can't beat any other good teams. And I'm going to take the Dolphins at home. I don't think that this offense is going to be stopped by Dallas and their high risk, high reward defense. Tyreek Hill is unguardable.
Tyreek Hill is unguardable. Nobody on the Cowboys is going to keep up with him. It's about is Tua going to be able to put the ball in the right spot, and he looked pretty good last week, sending it Jaden Waddle's way.
Tua's timing is crazy.
Yeah.
No pick.
Yep. But trying again with Dak and the Cowboys. If they let me down here, I'm done betting them away. Right, I'm only taking them home, and I'm taking them probably with the spread at home because they're a completely different team. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's like a 3 touchdown difference between home and away with them for their points per game,
which is historic numbers. It's like it's literally like the second highest differential in NFL history.
Ridiculous. And Jerry's World. They love Jerry's World.
Mm-hmm. Next, I have the Colts Falcons under 44.5. I mean, this Falcons team is in complete disarray. Desmond, I follow some friends from back in Georgia when I lived in Atlanta, on Twitter, right? And some of them, like, they were saying really, really mean things about Desmond Ridder that I probably shouldn't repeat here. But yeah. Taylor Heineke getting the start against the Colts. I don't like that any more than Desmond Ridder. I think the Colts win this game by 10 and like a 20-10 game.
Yeah, I think this is definitely going to be a defensive battle. I think Taylor Heineke helps your cause here. Yeah, they're just, they're trying anything. They've already tried going to Taylor Heineke. They know he's not as good as Desmond. So
it didn't work. Yeah, he looked really bad. And Desmond is a demon at home, so taking him out when they're at home, love to see it.
Yeah.
And then the last play I have is the Raiders Chiefs over 41.5. I mean, we know it was a fluke, but Aiden McConnell and the Raiders put up close to 70 points last week against the Chargers. I don't think the Chiefs D is incredible. I think the Raiders will be able to put up some points against them, and you got Patrick Mahomes on the other side who can put up the 42 himself.
Yeah, I am wary of this number. The upside is that you only get 42 points to cash here, but that I don't trust the Raiders' offense even after the offensive explosion last week, and I do like the Chiefs' defense, but you do have Patrick Mahomes, so it's a toss up.
Yep, we'll see. Hopefully, it's a 70-point game again.
Yeah. And to start off my plays, I'm going with the Rams -4.5 versus the Saints. The Saints have one of the worst rush defenses in the league right now. I think they're sitting somewhere like 24th in the league in rush defense. And Kyron Williams has been on a tear, 100-yard games, 3 games in a row. And I think that run game is going to open up their pass, which is really the Saints' strong suit on defense. And I just don't like the Saints' offense at all.
Yeah, I have the Rams winning this game for sure. The 4.5 was a little bit scary for me because it's a primetime game, and we sometimes see these primetime games that are supposed to be blowouts be pretty close. But yeah, I have the Rams in my parlay later on. I like the Rams here for sure.
Love it. Next up, I got the Colts +1.5 versus the Falcons. This is a game that opened up at -1.5. So now you're getting little extra points here. I think the Colts are just a much better team than the Falcons. The Colts have been on a streak, and I actually think that the Colts are going to win out the AFC South here, with the Jags struggling and CJ Stroud now being hurt, still in concussion protocol.
So this is probably his last week in concussion. Wow, they are all 8-6. That is,
Yeah, it's wide open. Wide open.
it is wide
You
open.
don't get it.
Yep. The Colts play the Raiders, Texans, and then this week against the Falcons. They can win out. Yeah. They're in control of their own destiny pretty much. Yeah.
Next up, I want to take the Packers -4.5 versus the Panthers. I just think that the Packers have a better overall roster here. I like their defense better. They have more weapons on offense. The Panthers needed to hold a team under 10 to win last week. I don't think they can do that against the Packers. So I'm going to take this 4.5.
Yeah, the Panthers are abysmal. I mean, it's not looking good. Bryce Young is doing his best with what he's got, which he's probably wishing he was a little bit taller, but that's I also have the Packers winning this. I could easily see them covering that spread. Their offensive weapons look really good.
Yeah, I love this play. And I have the Cardinals money line +172 against the Bears. I think that these two teams are evenly matched. Got Kyler Murray, Justin Fields. They both have weapons on the outside. Defenses are okay, not great. It's 50-50 coin flip to me. I'm getting +172. I'll take this all day.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on this one. I almost took the Bears spread, but 4.5 just too many points for me. I do have the Bears money line at my parlay. I just think Kyler's not going to be able to perform at Soldier Field.
I think he's ready for the Colt.
Yeah, you better bring a jacket and this copy of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wraps up the plays. We have common play Jags Bucks over 43.5. Then conflicting play, Rob's taking the Ravens spread. I'm taking the 49ers. And I have the Bengals 1.5 point favorites over the Steelers. Bills 12.5 point favorites over the Chargers. Cowboys 1.5 point underdogs with the Dolphins. Colts Falcons under 44.5. Raiders Chiefs over 41.5. While Rob has the Rams 4.5 point favorites on Thursday night. Colts 1.5 point underdogs against the Falcons. Packers 4.5 point favorites over the Panthers, and the Cardinals money line at the Bears.
So lock them in. Better weeks.
Yep. And moving on to our parlays. Rob, what do you got for your parlay this week?
Yeah, for my parlay, I have the Steelers money line against the Bengals. That's going to be +108. I just think the Steelers defense, pass defense, as we went over, is going to really crush the Bengals. TJ Watt's going to have a day. Then I got the Browns money line against the Texans. Joe Flacco has been looking like Baltimore Joe Flacco, and that Browns defense is doing good. Currently, we don't have CJ Stroud playing in this game with concussion protocol, but I like it even if he was able to make it. And then we got the Dolphins money line over the Cowboys. Tyreek Hill's going to have a day with that secondary of the Cowboys. And I like the Dolphins defense against the Cowboys as well.
I hope for your sake.
You go.
I hope for your sake this hits because of the couple weeks that you've been having. But I'm going to be honest with you. I have the opposite side of every single one of these plays.
I know you do.
That's at 5:45 for you, right?
Yeah. Nice little helping.
All right. And with my parlay, I have the Rams 210 over the Saints on Thursday night. The Packers money line 240 over the Panthers. The Bears money line -200 over the Cardinals. And Broncos money line -295 over the abysmal Pats. And the Lions money line 180 over the Nick Mullins Vikings. Yeah, I think that's a downgrade from Josh Dobbs if you're asking me, but Lions win that game.
They needed a scapegoat. They were sliding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like these plays. Outside of the Bears, the Rams definitely that should be an easy play. Packers over Panthers should be easy. The sweat here is honestly going to be the Lions,
Yep.
and it's not even going to be because of the Vikings. It's going to just because
Of
which
Jared
Lions
Goff.
team is going to
Yeah.
show up. Yeah. But I like all the rest of these plays, and it's good value at plus 553.
Yep. We're very close on our odds this week. You got 2 less legs, so.
Yeah.
But I might take the opposite of your parlay. I'm not even kidding.
Full fade? No, not a full fade.
Might do a full fade. But yeah, that's the parlays. And last, our sweaty 16 common plays. This might be the most differences we've had in a week. Common plays, we both have the Rams, the Bills, the Commanders, Colts, Packers, Lions, Broncos, Chiefs, and Eagles. While we've already talked about some of these, I have the Bengals. Rob's got the Steelers. I have the Titans. Rob has the Seahawks. Is Geno back for the Seahawks this week?
Unsure. I mean, he was a game time decision last week, so he probably does play this week. But I like him even with Drew Lock. Drew Lock has shown to be capable, in these last 2 games.
Yeah, I took the Titans because they're the home team, and Will Levis looks like he wants to win every single time he's out there. Only reason.
But their strong suit historically has been their running game, and Derrick Henry is looking like the wheels are finally falling off.
Yeah, last week, Derrick Henry was the first player in NFL history to have 20 touches and 15 or less yards.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Not the Derrick Henry that we've been seeing.
Not used to that. Yep. And then another difference is the Browns Texans. We've talked about that a little bit. I just think the Case Keenum Texans or the CJ Stroud Texans will be able to take down the Joe Flacco Browns. I think Flacco
You're not giving that defense enough credit, man.
That
Myles
defense
Garrett
is pretty
is a
good.
person we could give some MVP votes to.
I agree with that. Yeah, Myles Garrett is a force to be reckoned with. And the Buccaneers Jags game, I'm taking the Buccaneers. I think Baker's got a little bit more in the tank than Trevor Lawrence looks like he has. I saw a career comparison of Trevor Lawrence with Daniel Jones, and they have very, very similar stats currently in their career. Yep.
Numbers lie sometimes. You ain't gonna tell me Trevor is Daniel Jones.
I think Trevor's a bit overrated, and Baker's the better quarterback this year, if you're asking me.
Yeah, this year. I'll still take Trevor any day.
Yep, then we don't agree on the Bears-Cardinals game. I got the Bears, you got the Cardinals. Don't agree on Cowboys-Dolphins. And you got the Ravens outright over the 49ers. So you must be getting pretty good odds on this card.
Yeah, I got a lot of dogs here.
Yeah, my $10 is paying out, I think, $24,000 this week if this all hits. So we'll see. But yeah, that wraps up the plays this week. Anything else for the people, Rob?
Nothing else. Let's do it good this week.
Yep.
Gotta turn it around.
Get back on track. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.